So today I'm going to do a palette update for my monthly makeup challenge for the month of April. And this month my palette was the Kat Von D Monarch palette. So this one I actually had a really fun time with, but I felt like I could have gotten a little bit more, I don't know, more creative than I did this month. I did a few kind of looks that were a little bit out of my realm of my makeup that I typically like to do, but something about this month just really flew by, and I feel like I just didn't use this palette to its fullest potential. I did use a lot of the colors. I think I used almost every color that was in here this month at least once, but I did kind of focus a lot on the neutral matte shadows. That's because at the very beginning of the month I was working on doing my Peri Pear glitter shadow video, and so I had to film those every day. So that took 5 days straight of just doing the same plain simple matte eyeshadow because I wanted the makeup to be consistent so you could see the different color shadows and things like that and glitter and stuff. So I feel like that took a big portion of the month of just doing the same kind of boring makeup look. However, I did have fun with the times that I did kind of just do whatever. I really liked using this red color a lot. I ended up using that color today. I think it's just a really fun, nice color to add a different look than what I typically do, because I don't really do warm kind of tones that much, but I like how it looks and I've just been having fun with it. So this is definitely a palette I think that I will be keeping in my collection. I feel like this is really just such a nice palette because you do have those kind of cool silvery taupe kind of colors. You have all these plain neutrals that can work with everything. There's a pop of a pink color, there's a gold, there's some warm tones that you can do. I feel like this palette is very versatile. I mean, obviously you're not going to get many cool looks out of it, but for me and my style of makeup, I find that this is just such a really nice palette, and I believe it was limited edition, so if you don't already own it, I don't really know if you'll be able to find it super easily. But if you do have this in your collection and you haven't played with it in a while, I would say totally break it out and revisit some of these palettes if you do have a larger collection like I do. I think that the shadows were absolutely just such nice quality. They're very soft, very easy to blend, very pigmented, and I just love the color tones of these. So it wasn't a super, what's the word, exciting month for makeup for me, just because again I was trying to work on so many different videos at the same time. I didn't get to really do a whole bunch of crazy looks, but here are some looks that I was able to create this month using this palette. So this is one of the looks that I created with my Kat Von D Monarch palette. So I really like how this look turned out. I think that even for me, this is a pretty not a super out there look. For some people this might be really intense or really bold. For me, this is a Tuesday. First, I used the Semi-Pro Multicolor in the color Skin Nude. This one is number 10. I use this as an eyeshadow primer, and I also use this to kind of carve out the crease a little bit. I didn't really do that much of an intense cut crease, but I did use that to use as a base for this gold color. So that was the first thing I did. Then I set just the upper half of my lid, so from my crease up, I set that with this color right here. This one is called Entomology, so I just set that on the top because I wanted to leave the lid kind of tacky so that the shadow would stick to it. Next, I used the color Wrath. That's this burnt sienna kind of color here, and I did that all over the lid and kind of blended that out as a transition color. Then I went back with this dark brown here. This one is called Shadow Box. Then I applied that over it, and then whenever I blended that all out, I went back with the color base and I kind of did a little cleanup job with any of the shadow that kind of got onto my lid area. And then I used this really pretty gold color here. This one is called Summerfly, and I applied that all over the lid. And then finally, as I'm still testing more glitter shadows, I used the Artaum Twinkle Eye Shimmer. This one's called Sparkling Honey, and I kept this one super simple with the color since the Summerfly color already had a little bit of glitter to it. I just took a little bit of this, dotted it kind of in the center of the lid, and then just kind of slightly blended it out with my finger. That way you can kind of see what it's like, how you don't have to necessarily use these glitter shadows in a super intense kind of way. This one is just a little hint of that glitter, and it brings a lot of light to the eye, which I love, but it's not necessarily super disco ball eyes. And also, if you're interested in my lip color, I use my NYX Natural Lip Liner, and then I use the Maybelline Vivids color in Electric Orange. So that's it for this look, and I'll share a few more with you that I have done throughout this month. Of course, I worked in things different colored bases or different eyeliners or just a whole bunch of different things to kind of make the looks look a little bit more interesting. Although I do have to say there is one look in particular I wasn't really feeling too much, and that was this one. It just didn't really come together like I liked. Usually I like doing a lot of these like kind of fun purple or like other colored liquid liners. For some reason it just didn't look so great on that video, but that's okay. I really love how my makeup turned out today. This was such a really fun kind of look that I did that really didn't take much effort at all, and I ended up using one of my semi-pro multicolor creams from the Sem. This, I have a video coming up soon, so it's just taken me a while to like go through all these colors because I did buy all 20 of the colors and I wanted to like try them all and kind of see what I could do with them. So this one is number 13 in the color Peach. It is such a pretty like bright orange peachy kind of color. I did that all over my lid and kind of patted it out a bit so it wasn't like super intense, and then I went over that with that bright warm orange color here. This one is called Wrath, so I did that one and I really liked how it looked, and then I kind of toned it down just a little bit with some of the brown colors, and then I just popped a glitter liner on the top. So I think it looked really pretty, and it was just really took no time to create. So another palette I will be keeping in my collection. So far I've only gotten rid of one palette, and that was the February monthly palette that I did, the Coastal Scents. I think it was the Revealed 2 palette. That's the only one I've gotten rid of so far, but really I just like being able to, you know, test these palettes again and use them for a full month to know if I like them. And again, I'm not going to get rid of it just to get rid of something, so this is another one that will be staying. And moving on for the month of May, this is the palette that I'm going to be using. Again, this is another like limited edition palette. I don't know if they actually made this one permanent or not. I think they might have made it permanent, but I'll have to double check. This is the Dose of Colors Ice Cream palette. This one came out, I feel like maybe a year or two ago in the summer. It's like really bright kind of fun colors, but it definitely has a few more grounding kind of colors, but like these pops of colors are really pretty. This one I'm a little worried to use just because I feel like I can get a good like 5 looks out of it before I start to like not know what to do with certain colors and to like do something different. But I thought this would be such a fun color palette to use for May because it's like the kind of the beginning of summerish, you know, warm weather and things like that, and this really fun color. So hopefully I'll be able to do something kind of interesting with this palette. But that is the palette that I'm going to be using for the month of May. I'm also really proud of myself that I've been able to, for the most part, stick to this pretty well for these months now, going into the 5th month of this challenge video for me. But I really like doing these. I do kind of cheat like once or twice a month. Usually that's just to try out like a new product that I've gotten to review and things like that. But for the most part, every day of like my usual regular day or whenever I can, I do use just strictly those palettes. So I hope you guys found this video helpful, and if you did, please like and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, link is below. And until my next video, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.